The Blob's gonna get you.
The Blob got me.
The Blobber. Blobbermouth? That's a funny movie.
Yeah.
We watched The Blob, the 80s, apparently Frank Darabont version of The Blob. No, he wrote that, or co-wrote that at all.
I don't think it shows very much.
No? So this is the 80s imagining of the 50s classic. And you apparently did not like it at all.
I don't know.
What was missing for you?
I thought it was very dull.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, there was a couple of humorous moments, but for the most part, I thought the humor felt flat. The campiness wasn't effective to me.
Well, I don't think that's the thing. I don't think they laid that on at all.
Yeah, but
it seemed like it was going to go that way from the beginning, and then
it
kind of became a straight horror movie.
Yeah, but then I kept feeling like there would be these little moments where they were trying to be campy again, and it was just like, meh. Yeah, I don't know. It just...
No, you don't like it.
Yeah.
It's fine. You're allowed to like it. I like it. I think it's fun.
Yeah.
I allow But I'm stupid. You can send your hate mail and death threats to adam@moviecreeps.com. I'm used to hate mail, so... I don't know. I think it's the gore fact. I think it's because the unexpectedness of how gory it is, coming based on the 50s movie. That's really the only thing that gives it its R rating.
Yeah, a couple of F-bombs maybe, but
yeah, I don't think even that.
There was definitely one.
Was there? I don't remember that at all. But the gore is quite good. I mean, even if you hate the movie, it's the practical effects that I was talking about on the podcast yesterday, actually. They did a very good job with some of the stuff, and some of it was pretty clever, honestly. With I don't know how they did it a lot of times. One of my favorite, not my favorite scene, but one of my favorite scenes is when I forget the character's name, the girl, the diner lady, when she's in the phone booth and calling
Fran, maybe?
Fran, I don't know. But anyway, she's calling the sheriff's department, and like the blobs covering,
the phone booth,
around the phone booth, and all of a sudden the sheriff's swims in through the blob. I thought it was fun. I think that's why I like this movie a lot. They weren't ashamed of killing off. They weren't afraid to kill off people, just because. People you think are going to be a main character.
The kid at the end, or
the young boy at the end, and
the football player at the beginning.
And I say most notably the football character at the beginning, because they kind of set the film up to be, this is going to be one of the main characters.
Yeah.
It's going to be like a triage of the rebel, the football player, and the cheerleader. Yeah. They kill him off in the first 15 minutes of the movie, which I think was kind of cool. It's no Psycho, but it's I think it's neat that way. And the sheriff too. Like they even set the sheriff up to be a central character. Yeah. But no, he died about 25 minutes into the movie. So I think I like that aspect of it. I like some of the humor in here. Like for next year's 31 Days of Horror, I want to find a movie called Garden Tool Massacre. That is the best spoof of like a Nightmare or Friday the 13th movie I've heard. Okay, I have nothing else to say really. I guess I like the special effects. It's funny sometimes.
Yeah, but it has good effects.
Yeah, but it could have been funnier. I agree with you on that. The quasi campiness of it. It didn't go all the way.
Yeah,
it stopped short, and because it did that, it's not as cool as it could be. But I still like it. What's next? Well, favorite scene. Sorry, favorite scene.
I really don't have one. So.
Brian hates this movie.
No, it's just there. I mean, like the phone booth scene was cool. Some of the deaths were kind of cool, but yeah, I mean, overall, I don't really have anything that stands out.
Okay. I like the movie theater scene quite a bit.
Okay.
And the reason I like the movie theater scene quite a bit is, well, you said part of it, so I feel like I think I'm going to get a seizure when you're watching it. I thought it was a good way it was a creative way to... I'm always a fan of filmmakers finding a way to work within limitations. And just because they weren't working with CG, that's a limitation into itself as far as how do you get this blob to move. And the easy answer is stop motion animation. And that looks cheesy. And I think they know it looks cheesy, and they tried to avoid that whenever they could. Right. So there aren't actually that many scenes with stop motion animation in this film. A lot of the stuff, like it just when they pull out to a wide angle, that's when they use it. It's usually just a mask layer on layer. Right. But most of the movie, like most of the gore effects are up close, and so it's somebody manipulating whatever that wall, whatever the slime is in this movie. It's very impressive. So you don't get that stop motion, but you can't avoid it in a scene like the movie theater, movie theater scene, because you have this blob just going down the rows, just enveloping people. So the way they decided to mask it was to have the strobe light effect, which I thought was really cool. The only other movie that I like, has nothing to do with strobe effect, but it reminded me a lot of the ending of Alien, actually, when Ripley's going through the spaceship and it's starting to self-destruct. And it's just strobe lights. Boom. Yeah. It's almost like 20 minutes of strobe effect. And I think that did a lot. That's a better movie. It's a better film. But it had the same effect of like a surrealness to it. It's like it's shit's hitting the fan. Things are just things are happening faster than maybe slower than they seem. That's what the strobe effect has a good impact on that. So seeing that blob move with the strobe, one, it masks the stop motion animation, but two, I think it's a neat effect. Okay, I have nothing to back that up. I'm stupid. Sorry. I'm film illiterate, but like I said, send your hate mail and death threats to moviecreeps.com. Next on tap, we're getting near the end. Yeah,
this is
last week.
Well, yeah, this is tomorrow. Is starting the last.
Yep, last 7 days.
Last 7 days.
It's technically a week from now is Halloween. Yeah, but because the way days work, we'll have 7 more movies.
Right.
What's Next?
Peacock.
I know very little about this movie.
So do I. This is one that I found when I was putting together my list. It was on someone's list of their favorite horror movie of 2010 or 2011. I don't know, but I think it's more of like a psychological thriller than straight up horror.
We've done Frailty before.
I think it's going to kind of be maybe the Frailty of this year. But it has a really decent cast, so that's why I'm not terribly worried. But I don't really know what to expect. So.
Where can you find this one?
It's streaming on Netflix.
What do you think?
No, I looked. I'm pretty sure I looked yesterday. Okay. No, wait, I looked for Black Death yesterday. So it might still be streaming on Netflix.
We think it's streaming on Netflix. But if not, find something. Do what we do. Just hunt it down. So Peacock's next, and we'll just talk to you tomorrow about that. How's that sound?